Funerals are a symbolic means of expressing thoughts and feelings about a loved one. The ritual allows for the expression of grief in a way that helps families acknowledge death and find closure. But this can be difficult for families that have suffered extreme trauma. 30-year-old Bianca Wilkinson lost 15 family members in a period of 2 years. Many were breadwinners in their households. Wilkinson is now forced to take care of her remaining family members. Although they received the necessary counseling, it remains painful.
Not knowing who to run to and go to when you need a piece of bread or a plate of food. Emotionally, it breaks you as a person because there's nobody to turn to anymore. At the end of the day, there is no way that you can be strong after losing a loved one in the time we are living in now.
Fast forward to 2020. The COVID-19 pandemic has hit families around the world. The pandemic changed the ways funerals are conducted and people had to adapt. Jenny Arthur, a mother of 5, lost 4 family members within a space of 6 months due to COVID-19 complications. In January this year, her son Nathan passed away 2 days before his 47th birthday. 4 months later, her husband Charles followed. She remains grief-stricken.
It's horrible COVID is a horrible thing, and it's not nice to lose people. You know, it's a difference if you lose people maybe over a year, but over a few months, it's terrible. And it's hard for you to process that. But the support that you get from your family is okay, and friends are just there for you. But the thing is, when the funerals are over, friends are gone, the people are gone.
Arthur says unprocessed trauma is unbearable.
It's hard to cope. And just as soon as you think that you are healing, then somebody else dies, and that wound goes open. And then you heal again and somebody else dies, and it's hard. But you need to trust in God, because God is there for you. He's been there for you all the time.
Religious leaders say many bereaved families are battling to cope with the new reality. Mourners are now forced to post their messages of condolences online. Flowers are dropped off outside the yard of the grieving families. Funerals and memorial services are viewed virtually, with very few allowed to attend.
The biggest difficulty they face with is not the passing of their loved one, but rather the aspect of closure. They don't experience closure because of the different protocol of burials with COVID-19. And after saying that, there's very little done as far as counseling, bereavement counseling is concerned.
This sorrow can lead to long-lasting effects on emotions and behavior. And when it becomes prolonged, it's then classified as a complicated bereavement. A psychologist says quick intervention is needed to deal with the grief decisively.
The fastness of everything, it must be handled quickly, and if you do that, there's no process that you can work through the trauma, because trauma is a process, and trauma is like a fingerprint. And I think on the long run, it will catch up with us, because people will do funny things at work, in families and stuff like that, because of the stuff that's not worked through, that's lying in their systems.
Children are the worst affected.
And it also affects children.
Absolutely, because children don't understand it, what's really going on. And if you look at the statistics, it's so many families that's involved. Fathers, mothers who passed away with young children, and the children don't understand it, and they read the stuff. Some of the small children can see on the TV what's going on. And that helps them to have a lot of anxiety and fear, because they don't know what's happening.
Those grieving their loved ones say the best thing is to accept your situation and try to cope.
Accept that that person isn't going to come back. Accept that God is there for you. I can say it. but it's hard to when you experience it yourself. But you just learn day by day to go on with what you need to do. And cry if you need to cry. And be positive.
As the pandemic continues to ravage humanity, many families are plunged into this new reality. Many, like Arthur, need all the support to piece together their lives again. Reginald Witbooi, SABC News, Kimberley.